and service, the nomination read. That's the Farah Scoff says he knows.
Dramatic new video emerges of the aftermath of a deadly altercation between police and Somali-Canadian Abdirahman Abdi. Whether the 37-year-old is conscious or breathing is not clear. He's surrounded by 3 police officers. One keeps a hand on Abdi. The video raises questions about the urgency of the emergency response.
I'm just really sad right now.
Throughout the day, a steady stream of mourners lay flowers at the scene. People struggling to understand the loss of a mentally ill man neighbors describe as nonverbal and harmless.
It's the unexpected violence of what happened during this takedown.
Several videos have emerged of the aftermath of that takedown.
I'm very upset. I mean, you think we were in the States here. You know, it's awful. God awful. If I would have been 30 years younger, I would have jumped that cop. That's how angry I was.
The province's police watchdog is investigating the actions of 2 veteran male officers. They have not been charged with a crime.
I don't.
Is investigating the actions of 2 veteran male officers. They have not been charged with a crime.
I don't trust the police. I don't feel safe. I don't think any person of color necessarily can feel safe.
Here's what we know so far. Police were called around 9:30 Sunday morning about a man allegedly groping several people at a nearby coffee shop. The Ottawa Police Association says Abdi was pepper sprayed after assaulting officers and resisting arrest. He then led them on a foot chase, which ended with the use of force outside this apartment building.
He's reaching for something.
Police Union President Matt Scoff is defending his members, saying even restrained suspects can still pose a threat. As for questions about Abdi's mental state,
Difficult enough as it is for a doctor to diagnose, it's difficult for an officer, especially at the scene, to diagnose as well. You're still presented with a very challenging situation where you have, again, that assaultive behavior, that aggressive behavior.
he dismisses allegations the officers were racially motivated. Still, the National Council of Muslim Canadians is calling for a thorough and transparent investigation. This local community leader is reserving judgment.
He was on top of her, holding her down and yelling at her, and his hand came up, and then it came down again.
A video shared widely on social media.
Don't hit me!
A Brockville police officer punching a woman in the face as he tries to arrest her.
He's not allowed to do this!
Steps away was Cassandra Coles, who says she was at her friend's house and watched the interaction from the moment the officer pulled up.
He came out of his vehicle very aggressively, putting on his gloves, and asked Melissa to take her hands out of her pocket. While she was giving him an answer, she was talking to him. Before she had time to finish what she was saying, he grabbed her by the head and slammed her into the ground.
Cole says this was the moment the video shot by a friend of the woman being arrested begins. The officer tried to get Ross's hand behind her back. As the tussle ensues, the officer strikes Ross.
I couldn't believe it. I was so shocked.
Brockville.
It began with an arrest outside a popular bar on St. Laurent near Sherbrooke last September. But things quickly escalate when one of the officers pulls out his baton There's resistance. Police push back the man on the left and a woman standing with him. It gets violent. As police backup quickly arrives, the man on the left, identified as 29-year-old Jason Andrade, continues to argue with police. Eventually, the officer holding the baton and a second officer continue to push back everyone around. The woman filming this scene was also ordered to step back. Things remain chaotic until the woman in blue gets arrested and handcuffed. The lawyer representing the first man getting hit says he's outraged by what he sees as an overreaction by police.
Those people were just asking questions. And he didn't answer to those questions. He overreacted right away by taking his baton.
The context wasn't easy for police. It was 3 a.m. People were fighting all around them outside this bar. But according to Davis, this was no excuse for the police action, even if Andrade has several criminal convictions.
even if people have as priors, it doesn't matter, and they deserve the same right, the same conduct of police officer against them.
Andrade was arrested that night and was charged with obstruction of police. But when the defense lawyers showed the video to the prosecutor, the charges were immediately dropped.
Merci, bonne soirée. Merci. Allez-y, on circule, on continue.
Montreal police declined our request for an interview, but Andrade instructed his lawyer to file a Police Ethics Commission complaint, and he's now considering a civil suit against the SPVM. Stéphane Giroux, CTV News.
Inspiration to his entire team, friend to all, a tough mother leader, a true born leader, and I am delighted.